Whispers Around the World, a Heal Our World book from SufferingWell. Chapter 23, On Wings of Angels. Patricia and Audrey sat at their kitchen table, meticulously piecing together delicate feathers, fabric, and beads, creating the small angel figurines they loved so much. The kitchen smelled faintly of cinnamon from a candle burning nearby, and sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the small workroom with a sense of coziness. Across from them, Donna had settled comfortably into an armchair. Abby, the fluffy black and white cat, curled, satisfied and purring in her lap. As she stroked Abby's soft fur, she watched her friend's work, a contented smile on her face. Her writing tray and stationery sat on her lap, her pen poised to write a letter which would accompany the angel Patricia worked on. She looked at each angel for clues as to what she would write, almost willing each angel to tell their own story. "I love the way you both bring these angels to life," Donna said. "Each one seems to have its own personality." "Thank you," Patricia replied, carefully placing a tiny rosary in the angel's hands. "We always say a prayer over each one, that whoever receives it will feel God's presence and protection." Donna looked up with a slight gasp. "I've been praying over each letter, asking God to give me the words that each recipient needs to hear at that moment. And I ask him to give their real guardian angel something that will draw that person closer to him." Patricia nodded, her eyes glistening. "That's beautiful, Donna." Audrey glanced up from her work, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. "Speaking of that," she said, "I was reading about how people feel the presence of angels differently. It reminded me of what we're doing with How, each of us sensing God's guidance in our own way." Donna nodded thoughtfully, continuing to stroke Abby. "Yes, and that's one thing I love about How. It's this beautiful coming together of different perspectives. As a Catholic, I see angels as very specific messengers, as our protectors and guides. When I pray, I often ask for their intercession, especially in times of struggle. It's comforting to know they're always with us, a constant reminder of God's care." Audrey smiled, nodding in agreement. "I've always felt close to angels too. As Pentecostals, we talk a lot about the Holy Spirit's work, how he sends us guidance through these moments where we just feel his presence. Sometimes I think he sends angels to nudge us, to protect us, even if we don't see them. And with How, it feels like the Holy Spirit is leading us into a deeper understanding, each of us in our own way." Donna nodded, a soft smile on her face. "That's something I've always appreciated about the Pentecostal approach," she said, glancing at Audrey. Audrey paused, threading a fine gold ribbon through the angel she was working on, and looking tenderly at Patricia. "You know, I used to think our differences would make it hard to pray together. I'm sad now that we didn't pray together over all these years." 52 years, Patricia whispered. She thought of how the two of them now sat together each morning, she praying the rosary quietly while Audrey prayed her prayers, ending with the two of them praying together. She spontaneously got up and hugged her lifelong friend. "We've had the best friendship of anyone I know. Praying together has made it even deeper." She settled back down to her work, considering the final touches on the angel she was making before handing it off to Donna. Donna carefully repositioned Abby on her lap, who mewed, inconvenienced but forgiving, and settled back down. They all sat in comfortable silence for a moment, letting the depth of their shared friendship fill the room. Audrey reached over, touching Patricia's hand lightly. As they resumed their work on the angels, the room seemed filled with a heavenly peace, a sense of unity that transcended words. They had come from different paths, different traditions, but here in this small kitchen, they were three women united by love, by faith, and by a shared mission to bring light to a world in need. As they worked, their prayers, though different, rose together, carried on the wings of angels.